welcome to the deep dive.
Okay.
Today, we're getting into something that trips up a lot of Spanish learners. I mean, a lot.
Yeah.
The verbs ser and estar. Two ways to say to be. Why? It feels like a puzzle sometimes, you know?
It really does. But honestly, understanding the difference between ser and estar, it's not just about grammar points. It's fundamental.
Right.
It unlocks this whole layer of meaning, lets you be so much more precise. Think of this deep dive as maybe a shortcut to finally getting it clear.
And we're really lucky today because our guide for this is some fantastic material from Dulce. You might know her YouTube channel, Español con Dulce.
Oh, she's great. Very clear explanations.
Totally. And she made this amazing free PDF guide specifically on Ser and Estar. So if you want to follow along or just have it for later, definitely check the description. There's a link right there to download it.
Yeah, it's a super helpful resource. So our mission today, we're going beyond that basic permanent versus temporary rule everyone learns first. We'll break down the key differences, look at how they work in different situations, and really dig into those tricky cases where the meaning just completely flips depending on the verb. Get ready for some real aha moments.
I like the sound of that. Okay, so let's start with that classic rule. Ser for permanent things, estar for temporary things. Solid ground, right?
Or it's a good starting point, definitely. But I find it sometimes causes more confusion down the line. It's maybe more helpful to think of ser as defining like the essence or identity of something, you know, what it fundamentally is.
Okay, what it is. I like that.
And estar, that's more about a state or a condition, how something is at a particular moment or where it is.
What it is versus how it is. Okay, that feels clearer already. Let's test it. How does this apply when we talk about, say, people or animals?
Great question. Let's start with ser. For people and animals, ser locks down those core identity things. Well, identity itself. Ella es dulce, her name. Her species es humana. She's human. Social relationships. Es mi amiga. She's my friend. That's a defined relationship.
Right.
Nationality or origin is mexicana. Profession is es profesora. Even inherent personality traits is divertida. She's a fun person. Or like talents is muy buena cocinera. She's a good cook inherently.
Okay, that really hammers home the what they are idea.
Yeah.
It's their basic makeup. So then estar must handle the changeable stuff, the how they are right now.
Exactly. With estar, you're capturing the current situation, things that can shift. Like physical state. Está delgada, maybe she lost weight, so she's thin now.
Oh, okay.
Or health. Está muy sana, she's healthy currently. Moods, emotions, big one. Está contenta, she's happy right now.
That makes sense. Moods change.
Totally. Temporary physical things like blushing. Estás enojada,
Yeah.
her current posture. Está sentada, she's sitting down. And of course, location. Está en su casa, where she is at this moment.
Got it. So ser is the dew print, estar is the live status update. That works. It's interesting, though. The source mentions estado civil, marital status. You can say es soltera or está soltera. Both work.
Yeah, that's a classic example where the lines blur a bit. Es soltera feels more like a classification, almost like a defining characteristic.
Like part of her identity file.
Kind of, whereas está soltera maybe emphasizes her current status, her situation right now. It shows that permanent versus temporary isn't foolproof, but that what versus how or essence versus state idea still helps navigate it.
Okay, cool. Let's switch gears. What about inanimate objects, things and places? Does what versus how still work?
Absolutely. The core logic holds. With ser, you're defining the inherent nature of the thing.
For example?
Its basic qualities. Size. El taco es pequeño. Origin es de Mexico. Possession. It's mío. It's mine. Quantities, prices, is muy barato. It's cheap. That's its price category.
Okay.
And interestingly, the location of events, like la comida es a las 2 p.m., the event itself is scheduled for that time. It's a defining feature of the event.
Ah, right. The event's fixed point. Okay. So estar for things. That must be about their current condition again, like where they are, how they are now.
Exactly. You got it. Estar gives you the current observable state or position. Temperature. El taco está caliente. It's hot now.
But it won't be later.
Right. Its physical position. Está un poco inclinado. It's tilted right now. And its current location. Está en mi plato. It's on my plate at this moment. It's that real-time snapshot again.
Okay. And like with people, there are those cases where both work but mean slightly different things. The source mentions flavor.
Yes. This is a great one. El taco es delicioso versus el taco está delicioso.
Okay, what's the difference?
Es delicioso implies it's inherently a type of taco known for being delicious. Maybe that restaurant's tacos are always good. It's a general quality.
Right.
But está delicioso. That means this specific taco right here, right now, Tastes fantastic. Maybe the chef was just on fire today.
Okay. The immediate experience versus the general reputation.
Precisely. And materials, too. Este carne means it's fundamentally made of meat, its essence. But está hecho con carne describes how it was prepared this time. It focuses on the current construction or ingredients used. Subtle, but important.
Definitely subtle. Okay, let's tackle time. Time isn't a person or a thing. How do ser and estar play a role here?
Well, ser generally takes the lead for defining fixed points or periods, telling time. Son las 9 de la mañana. It is 9 a.m.
Makes sense.
Days of the week. Hoy es domingo. Periods of the day. Es de día or es de noche. It's daytime, it's nighttime. These are statements about what the time is.
Okay, straightforward. So where does estar come in with time?
Primarily, estar is crucial for actions in progress. This is where you get the present continuous tense using estar plus the gerund.
Ah, the ando yendo ending.
Exactly. Estoy viendo una película. I am watching a movie right now. It describes a temporary ongoing action state within time. Super important construction.
Got it. And the source mentions some both situations for time, too, dates and seasons.
Yeah, similar to marital status, for dates, you hear both es 27 de octubre and estamos a 27 de octubre.
What's the feel there?
Estam just states the date. Estamos kind of places us within that date, emphasizing our current position in time. Same for seasons. Es otoño, it's autumn, versus estamos en otoño. We are in autumn. Both are correct, just a slightly different nuance often heard from native speakers.
Okay, good to listen out for that.
All right, now, this is where I think the biggest breakthroughs happen for learners. Those situations where using ser or estar with the exact same word, usually an adjective, totally changes the meaning.
Okay, the main event. Let's do it. The source gives some key comparisons. First up, el café es frío versus el café está frío.
Right, so el café es frío. That describes its nature. It's supposed to be cold. Think iced coffee, that's what it is.
Okay.
But el café está frío. That means the coffee, which maybe should have been hot, has lost its heat. It's cold now as a temporary condition. It got cold. So if my hot coffee goes cold, it's está frío. But if I order an iced coffee, it is frío. Big difference.
Huge difference. Next one, Juan es listo versus Juan está listo.
Okay, listo. What's the switch here?
Es listo means Juan is intelligent, clever, smart. That's an inherent quality, part of who he is.
Right.
But está listo, that just means he's prepared, he's ready for the meeting, ready to go out. Completely different meaning.
Wow. Okay. You definitely don't want to mix those up. And the last one, the tasty one. La sopa es rica versus la sopa está rica.
Delicious distinction. La sopa es rica suggests this type of soup, or maybe soup from this place, is generally delicious. It has a reputation for being good. It is tasty inherently.
Like grandma's chicken soup always is rica.
Exactly. But la sopa está rica means this specific bowl of soup right now tastes really good. It's a comment on the current taste experience. Okay, that really clarifies things. Just choosing ser or estar completely reframes what you're saying about the coffee, Juan, or the soup. It really makes you think, like, how many times have I accidentally said someone was ready when I meant they were smart, or vice versa?
It happens, and that's why nailing this difference is so key for actually communicating what you intend. It's about perspective, inherent quality versus current state.
So speaking of changing meanings, the source also has this amazing category of adjectives that just transform depending on ser or estar, like totally different words in English almost.
Yes, this is super useful. Let's run through them. First, aburrido.
Okay, boring.
Well,
Yeah.
if you say someone es aburrido, yes, you're saying they are an inherently boring person, or a book is aburrido, dull.
Ouch. Okay.
But if someone está aburrido, they are simply currently bored, experiencing boredom. Big difference in social situations.
Yeah, definitely don't want to tell your friend eres aburrido when they just look a bit bored. Got it. What else?
Listoa. We just did that one. Es listo is intelligent. Está listo is prepared.
Right.
How about verde? Es verde is simply the color green. El coche es verde.
Okay.
But if a fruit está verde, it means it's unripe, not ready to eat.
Ah, like a green banana that está verde. Makes sense.
Then maloa, this one's important. Es malo can mean someone is evil or something is of bad quality. A bad person, a bad movie.
The inherent nature is bad.
Exactly. But está malo usually means something is in a bad state, like spoiled food. La leche está mala. Or a person is sick. Juan está malo.
Okay, sick or spoiled. Very different from evil.
Very different. Then ricoa, we touched on this with soup. Es rico can mean wealthy for a person or generally delicious for food type. Está rico means it tastes good right now.
So Bill Gates is rico, but this specific paella está rica.
Perfect. And lastly, vivo. Es vivo often means someone is sharp, astute, clever, sometimes even cunning or lively.
Like quick-witted.
Yeah, but está vivo, that just means alive, not dead.
Wow. Okay, listening to those back-to-back,
Mm-hmm.
it's incredible. It really feels like unlocking a deeper level of the language.
It is. It's understanding how Spanish speakers perceive and describe the world, distinguishing essence from state. Now, to help you really master this, Dulce's material gives some solid, practical tips.
Let's hear them. What's the advice?
Okay, first, always pause and think about the nature of what you're describing. Is it fundamental, part of its identity? Or is it a temporary state or condition that what it is versus how it is? Check.
Good starting point.
Second, keep that core rule in mind, even if it's imperfect. Ser for the more permanent, essential stuff, estar for the changing states and locations. It's still a useful guideline.
Right.
Third, and this is huge for any language learning, observe. Pay close attention. Listen to how native speakers use ser and estar. Watch movies, listen to music, talk to people. You'll start to internalize the patterns naturally.
Soak it in.
Exactly. And finally, practice. Don't be afraid to try. Make mistakes. That's honestly how you learn. Use them actively, correct yourself, and it will start to click. Constant practice is really the key.
Those are great, actionable tips. I know for me, that observation part, and then just jumping in and trying, even if I messed up at first, that's what eventually made it feel intuitive. You just start to feel which one sounds right.
That's the goal, developing that intuition.
So wrapping up our deep dive today, hopefully you listening feel a lot more confident tackling Ser and Estar. Getting these two right is such a massive step. It's not just about fewer errors. It's about really expressing yourself accurately in Spanish. Remember that what it is versus how it is idea.
Absolutely. And remember, learning this stuff is great, but using it is where the real value lies. So go out there. Listen for Ser and Estar. Try using them consciously. See if you can spot those subtle differences we talked about. You'll be surprised how much more precise you can be.
And here's something to think about. Now that you have this deeper understanding, what's one sentence in Spanish that you've always kind of fumbled with, where you weren't quite sure ser or estar? Can you go back to it now and say it with confidence? Give it a try.
Yeah, keep exploring. Language is always evolving. There's always more nuance to discover. Stay curious.
And one last big thank you to Dulce from Español con Dulce. Her material was fantastic for guiding this conversation.
Yeah.
Don't forget that free PDF. The link is right there in the description. Definitely grab it.
Definitely worth downloading.
All right, that's it for this deep dive. Until next time, keep learning.